Yeah, you heard me, you ain't feel me. I've been moving, I've been shaking, go and hit me on the celly. Try to sell me on something while I hold it compelling. Ever since I've been gone like Kelly, they been trying to tell me about this and that. I ain't chatting with you, we ain't going tit for tat. Trying to tell me how to get in the bag, we're going to get in the bag, I'm about to get in it. I'm like, automatic is a habit, you should know it's automated. I've been getting to it, I ain't noticed y'all was hating. Brand new chick, she don't know the occupation. I just wanna know that I can hold a conversation. Oof, I don't know what y'all debating. I've been waiting for you, now I'm running out of patience. Running up a check, trying to run an operation. Went broke in the check and put 100 out of savings in. I can tell now that you ain't talking about nothing. I'ma need something I can calm down from. I'm gonna pull it with the bar down one. 6 months in, I ain't once. Trying to tell me what you know about me. You don't know nothing, keep it real with me. She said she ain't trying to deal with me. Okay, cool, you can sell that seat.
Game over, time's up. Play my cards, dealt my hand, ain't really no time for luck. Either you got it, you don't. Lie to yourself if you won't. I put my team on my back, did what I could, what I had. Now I'll be all in my bag, copy and paste with the swag. Bet you can't do it like me. All my winners on repeat. Take your L like a boss, stand 10 toes on your feet. I could never take a loss. I ain't set up for defeat. 4 Giottos on the truck. I had a dream and it stuck. Living my life cause we up. Looking back like where the love. So I be hella low key, but contrary to belief, loyalty runs deep. I keep my ear to the streets. Struggle turned me to a beast. I'm out the chain, I'm out the leash. But baby girl, I play for keeps. Told my brother lately, I've been scheming against all odds like Willie Beeman. I've been grinding lately, this my season. Lord knows I'm trying to find my reason. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Can't roll no bottom, rolls through the cracks. Spotlight on you, but how you gon' act?
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go.
You can fold or you can stand firm. I'm a real one, so I ain't concerned. I'm fully built for this life. I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my feet and get right. Watch you work, watch him hate, watch him lurk. Can't relate, watch you skirt. Out the mud, out the dirt, above the waters, in the murks, out the gate, on site. Red breed, red tight, set the bar, take flight. Yeah, I've been grinding since a young and they told me my timing was coming. I've been hustling with no fun and forget all the fame, get the money. I'm out in LA where it's sunny. I've been eating since a young and since we ain't have food in our tummy. The life we was living ain't funny, but you cannot take nothing from me. Put that on my mama, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, I'll show you. Way better than I can tell you. The type of dreams that they sell you. That's why I learned from my failures. Don't do the handouts or the favors. Told my brother I'ma get this paper. Was left behind, I'll see it later. To keep it real, you don't need to wait up. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Can't roll no bottom, rolls through the cracks. Spotlight on you, but how you gon' act?
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. 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 I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. 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 I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go.
Today, from NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas, it's the AFC Wildcard Round on EA Sports.
It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. A shotgun snap for Watson. He gets it left side of Johnson. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Johnson.
7 yards on the play, and it'll bring up a 2nd down.
3 at the 26-yard line.
Out of the gun, Watson. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. He'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. It's the former number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Ferrell, that got in there to bring him down.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
Intercepted by the Raiders. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
He was taken down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
On 2nd down now, it's Jacobs. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Darren Waller, the intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd and goal.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Justin Reed. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the 2nd half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Now the throw going to 4, and he's got it. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now Watson. Throw left side complete. It's Fuller. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete. How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game. Any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Sometimes I forget how much information he has to go through before the ball's even snapped, but what a diagnosis right there. Saw the play, shot through the gap like a rocket, ends up spilling it for a loss.
Throw complete right side to Cooks. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
Take over first and 10. At their own 15.
And here now the offense heading back out there. They just did manage to sneak into the playoffs as a 6th seed, so it's a tough road ahead. They know that. They would need to win 3 games on the road in January. But, hey, here's the bottom line. There's 18 other teams that wouldn't mind being in this spot right about now.
Yeah, and you had to stick it to them, didn't you? Those 18 who are sitting at home right now. But you're exactly right about that. Your point about how daunting this is well taken because it all depends on their mindset at this point. How do they break it down so they're not looking at this whole big road and saying to themselves, we've got no shot. You got to break it down to this game right now. Win this one, then worry about the rest of them after this.
Carl try it again on 2nd down. Man open, that's hit and runs. And he almost made it, but just short. Finally out of bounds, right down around the goal line. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
They'll run it with Jacobs. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Raiders have taken the early lead. So the big play to kick off the drive set them up 1st and goal, and they're able to cash in right away on play number 2.
I think I'm starting to understand more and more when we get ready to do games and we meet with coaches why they talk about big plays, explosive plays, and how it sets them up for success, because that's exactly how they're able to score on this one. We saw the touchdown. We saw the payoff. But, of course, that big, long chunk play is what got them in position.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there. And he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Raiders 7, Texans nothing.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. From the gun, here's Watson. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
He's got his target. It's Cobb. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
Well, this one was tight end out on the right right side and to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Second and 5 at the 42-yard line.
Watson looks to throw again. Completing it to the right side, Johnson. And he's out of bounds just before the midfield stripe at the 49. 7 yards there and a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Watson going to pull back the handoff and keep it himself. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46.
46-yard line.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
On second down, Johnson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. Looking outside, and he's got a man. That's Johnson. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. Things progressing to plan so far. Their defense has been solid, and they've got themselves a 7-0 lead after the touchdown the last time they had the ball.
And this is no time to even think about, hey, are we going to milk the clock? Hey, are we just going to do ball control? This is the NFL. 7-0 leads, they don't last very long unless you continue to push the envelope on offense.
On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he takes us across the 15 to the 17. Now it looks like we've got a Raider here, slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Carr going to throw. Flushed out right. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain there of 30 big ones.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, well, they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Carr. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here as he's taken down.
15-yard loss.
Enough to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
So after the sack, Carr in Las Vegas with a 3rd and long.
actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Watson. The ball's out, and the Raiders pick it up. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. 1:54 left on the clock here in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at the half, as we've done all year. We'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. Coach will have the lowdown on what's going on here in this wild card weekend as we begin on the road to Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
But defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath. And try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
Here's Jacobs. First down and more for Jacobs. And down to the 7-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed.
And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option.
And they're right down here looking for 6. Here's Jacobs. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. Be interesting to see now what they do offensively down near the goal line after not much there that time.
As the offensive play caller, that may change your sequence now. Instead of coming right back with a running play, you may have to go to the air.
Now it's the backup Mariota. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Third and goal, Mariota. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Intended for Henry runs. Incomplete. It's now 4th and goal.
Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another. Field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. Mariota now. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. Henry runs in the final seconds of the first half. And the Raiders add 6 to their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away. Here comes Cobb. So we're at halftime. You want the third quarter already? No problem. Let's do it.
14. Texans.
Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Out comes the Raiders offense. They'll go on offense first to start quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Once again, it's Jacobs. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
On 3rd down, Mariota. Aguilar has it. And they work this well upfield across the 45. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down.
Las Vegas.
Oh, that was a nice job there. Quarterback and receiver reading the pressure that was brought. They both knew it was going to open up the middle of the field. Nice little shake and bake in the line of scrimmage, got right into his route. And the quarterback hit him in stride, and he was able to run free after the catch.
The handoff to
The tackle that time by Zach Cunningham.
Zach Cunningham.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
And the Raiders.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Nice throw here, right side. He hauls it in. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They've got another first down. The Raider passing game clicking on all cylinders right now. Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try to put the hammer down and finish this one off. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense is getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here, because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota. The kicker here is complete. No gain there on the completion, 2nd and 10.
That was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. On 2nd down, it's Jacobs. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling.
And take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Henry runs. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage.
Look, we all know that sometimes we see upsets in the wild card round. But I have to tell you, in this case, I did not see that coming.
I don't think anyone in the stadium saw it coming. You and I were coming in before the game. There was a couple in front of us talking about travel plans for next weekend. They might want to cancel those.
Yeah, I would say so, because right now it's looking more and more like they're going to be one and done. They're probably trying to call the hotel and make sure they get their security deposit back.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. Hit and loose football.
Oftentimes when we talk about piling on in any subject, it's a negative. In this case, for this team, it's a real positive. Just scored. Now they go down, knock the ball free, get it back. They got a chance to really increase their lead and put themselves in the driver's seat.
On the other side, a little insult added to the injury. They're in a bad spot. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. 3 yards to gain there, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 22-yard line.
And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Back at the 25.
Let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Pressure right. And that will be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of him, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Makes the score Raiders 24.
So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And this carries into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Houston set to take over. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
A huge play there for Houston. 53 yards.
22-yard line.
So here's a 1st and 10 now in Raider territory at the 22-yard line. 1 quarter remains for the right to survive round 1 here in the AFC. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Watson on 1st down. That is caught inside the 5. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Texans get a bit closer. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Now Watson, he's going to lead the Texans up to go for 2.
Conversion.
To throw is Watson, operating from the gun. And he's got it for the two-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. This one not in the win column just yet, but on the road is the 6th seed. They are close to pulling off the upset.
Now, I don't want to jinx them. I'm like you. It's not over yet, but I'm going to go and project here. Win this one. Think about the momentum now that you carry, right? You carry that forward. And look, home field's a big deal in the playoffs, but the really good teams, and we've seen it plenty of times in NFL history, they can go on the road and win. And a win here would allow them to do exactly that.
Of course, the road doesn't get much easier as you have to face the top seed next week, but they'll deal with that then.
Hey, they'll take this win and take on the top seed anywhere because they're still in the playoffs and still alive for a chance at the Super Bowl.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down.
1st down.
Wiggles free. Now he's stripped. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. The 20. And bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. This defense, Charles, they needed some type of a spark to help get them back in this game. I think they just got their spark.
No doubt about it. And, you know, that's all they discussed. How can we get ourselves moving again? How can we get our team going? This definitely qualifies.
So we've got a challenge. Our referee's going to take another look on the tablet. He's going to be watching to see if the knee was down prior to the ball coming out.
Oh, I love what you just said there. You nailed it, because if the ball's shifting or moving before the knee or any of the...
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Offense set to get this drive started, and they are looking good. A 2-score lead here in this 4th quarter as they hope to capture a spot in the divisional round next weekend. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
It's a gain of 6. And the Raider 1st down.
On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. Goes across midfield and down into Houston territory. There for the tackle, Jacob Martin. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do, late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock. Man, defensively, that hurts. They got him out of his rhythm, they had him hemmed in, but somehow he was able to tuck it away and get away for a gain.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
Holding offense.
So some holding over on the left side of that O-line.
And I know for the guys trying to move those big defensive people, they'd love for them to stay in one spot. but they move around so quick and so fast that sometimes you just have to grab them.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And he's got the hook up to Ruggs. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 22 yards there, a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. They'll run on first down. Jacobs. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Throw here's incomplete. Henry Ruggs, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
The Raiders on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is going to be 3rd and 13. From the gun, Mariota, flush to his right. He may try and run for this. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a first down. That is an absolute backbreaker. That was a design passing play, wasn't a draw. You think you got him stopped, good coverage downfield, and he's able to pick up the first with his legs. Defensively, that kicks into your psyche and hurts a little bit, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and here's the thing. Anytime you give up a first down, it hurts you psychologically, but it hurts more when they get it this way because you've covered everything. He didn't have any place to throw the football. He takes off running and picks it up anyway, and now you have to stay on the field for an extra set of downs.
And really could have used that stop trailing here in the 4th. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. A line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Throwing is Mariota. And it's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Henry Ruggs saving his best for the playoffs with his 3rd touchdown of the game. And the Raiders add on to their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
Even after that big-time return, it's not looking great for them today. But if nothing else, even if the miracle doesn't happen, they can turn to this play and say, hey, we can move forward. Maybe it's a building block for the rest of the season.
On 1st and 10, Watson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cobb. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Now they got to get to the line quickly.
A 3-yard pickup.
Faking the give. Now Watson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. Popped in the air and intercepted. Picks it.
So many times we end the game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Offense set to get this drive started. They have bucked the trend so far. Sterling performance to this point on the road, no less, in the wild card round. And they look to finish things off here in this fourth quarter. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
And some oohs and ahs from the crowd as he jukes his way forward for a couple of yards.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
41-yard line.
On second down now, Richard.
Number 30, Jalen Richard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Just a yard on the run there. That's going to bring us to a fourth down.
A gain of a yard. It's now fourth down. Today's final score.
Getting into the playoffs is one thing. Now they get to move on. Just 8 teams left.
The dream stays alive. Everyone's gunning for the Super Bowl. That's the ultimate. But you have to get there in incremental steps. One win today gets them one step closer.
So that'll just about do it for Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. With that, we say so long, everyone.